Here are the tests on my 2004 Gerber Maxwell. As you can see, this is not the original tank. This is a tank from a 1995 Gerber Aqua Saver. And the reason I use this is because that original tank does not have a water line or the original flush valve, whereas this one has the original water saving device to make it 1.6 gallons, and it has a water line which it is set to. So let's give this a flush and see how it does on tests. I've seen weak flushes before. Those 2000s Mansfield Altos have pretty weak flushes on their original flush valves, but that just looks too weak to be by design. I think there's something wrong with it. If you notice, the siphon jet actually points upward a little bit. I did clear the minerals out of it, so that's not an issue, and neither are the ones in the rim because I cleaned all that out as well. But I think that this toilet is not flushing properly. I'm going to give it a mostly empty bowl flush, and you might be able to see how the siphon jet points upward. And it doesn't even siphon from an empty bowl. Honestly, I might raise the water level a little bit depending on how it does, because I really think that they must have changed something in the 2000s that made these flush a little bit better, especially considering that this tank was for a front flusher. But anyway, let's start off with a washcloth and see if it can take that. I think it'll still pass. Nope, it just has no flushing power. I'm going to raise the water level a little bit, and then I'm going to wait for it to fill up and give it another flush. So the water level is set about a ½ inch higher than it was before, so I'm going to give it another flush and see if it can pass. Not good. Not good at all. I'm going to try that again with the slightly higher water level and see if that makes a difference. It's amazing what a ½ inch can do. Now let's see if it can take a grocery bag. Realistically, I think there is no way it will pass. Nope, the trapway is too small. I don't think that's going to move, but that little cup is filling back up with water, so I'm going to give it another flush, probably about a ½ gallon. Still clogged. I barely did anything, so honestly, I think it has the ability to take it. I'm going to try the grocery bag again, just because I think that it can take it. I sunk it in the water a little bit this time. Maybe that'll make a difference. There we go. That did great. Now let's see if it can take the washcloth and the grocery bag together. I usually don't do tests like this where I raise the water level to make it flush better, but as you guys could see, it clogged on a washcloth before, and it's just barely usable as it is. So let's see if it can take this. And that's where that small trapway opening comes in handy. I don't think there's any point trying this again. Now, let's see if it can take a dish towel. I think you guys probably know, if I haven't posted it already, I have a toilet planned out to install in my bathroom. And if this passes a dish towel, I will install this in my bathroom. Hold me to it. And there you have it. When I say passes a dish towel, I mean passes without help, because in the next flush, I'm going to help it down. Nope. That is not going any further. So overall, I'd say the performance of this toilet is decent. It passed a washcloth and it passed a grocery bag, but the trapway opening is just too small to take anymore. I'd say the performance is probably equal to like any other 2000s toilet that flushes like this, like a Cadet, an Alto. An Ingenium, Highline, or Wellworth, or any of those other designs probably has better performance, but I'd say this is alright. So now that I have done the performance tests, let's see how it flushes with a clogged siphon jet. I think it's going to flush about like it did in the first video, because that's basically what it was, and by that I mean I think it will flush like a vintage toilet and siphon. It flushes like a water-starved 3.5 gallon toilet. That's pretty cool. So now I am going to try that test again, but with the tank filled all the way to the top. I think it'll flush about like any vintage toilet, but it will probably also double flush. It almost double flushed. That was pretty awesome. Now, let's see if it can take dirt. The results of this are going to be very depressing. Or maybe not. Honestly, I was expecting worse. So, I don't exactly know why it left that right there. Just some weird fluke with the flush. But the bowl rinse seems to be pretty decent. It left a little bit behind. Again, I did clear out all those rim jets, but it seems to overall have pretty decent bowl rinse. So I'm going to set this back up and give it another flush and see if it can take the rest of that. a very depressing flush. Overall, I'd say this toilet could definitely use an improvement, and that improvement would be taking out the water saving device. But I guess that is about all for the tests. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and turn on notifications. It helps my channel a lot and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.